Well, it started back really in 1969. I ended up working for ARCO after I got out of Villanova. I was number one in gas and two in oil, and I was very good at what I did. And so they wanted me to move to California after a year and a half because Richfield bought Atlantic. And I didn't want to go to headquarters. I'm one of 6 kids. I'm a Philadelphia kid. I wanted to stay local. So one of my best friends at ARCO, who was the worst salesman at ARCO, ended up leaving and went to work for a staffing company. I was there for 3 months, from October, November, December of 1969. And there was 15 to 18 sales guys. And out of the 16 to 18 recruiters, we called ourselves, I was third, second, and second my 3 months there. I was a natural. Came natural to me. I was very good at it. And at Christmas, I met with my dad, and I said, Dad, I feel like a job hopper. And I'm working at this company, I'm good. I'm working at this company, I'm good, and I want to change jobs again. He goes, why don't you do it yourself? I said, I don't have money. I just got married 8 months ago. I have no money at all, living in an apartment. And he goes, Marty, what do you need? Brings out a napkin, and we start writing out 6 months of financial cost of me with a desk, rent in Northeast Philly, a phone, maybe one employee. And we figured out that $2,000 would be enough to get me by for 6 months. So in March 1st of 1970, I started my own company in Northeast Philadelphia in a tiny little office. The one good thing that I loved the most about where I was in Northeast is where I was born, where I grew up, and most of all, my office number, which was only as big as this office here today, was 317, and I'm Irish, and I felt that was lucky. It happened from that point on. It was permanent placement, and I would place anybody where I could get a check in the next week or 2 or 3. Management trainees, electronic techs. There was no IT at that time. There was no data processing at that time. This is 1970. In 1970, when I started, I didn't know that there was a recession. I didn't know what a recession was. I thought business was flat. And even though I went to Villanova, I had economics, had marketing, they really didn't stress recessions enough. And what I didn't know in 1970 is that everybody was pulling back and retreating in my industry and in business, while I was full speed ahead, hiring people, growing, and demanding results. And what happened is I found out in 71, 72 that my company is moving fast and forward while everyone else was still licking their wounds about the recession. And I got my first feeling of recession, which was good. In 1974, after I thought I'd owned the Phillies in 72, the second recession came and I didn't see it coming. And I almost went out of business, the 74, 75 recession. I had to go back to my dad, ask for him to co-sign to make payroll. And my dad's the reason I'm here in business today. He pushed me into it, and he supported me through it.